I don't know what to do for an intro, so there we go. Finger guns again. Jesus. Hi. Hi, this is Editor Cam here. I'm just letting you know that I split this video. This was initially going to be a longer video, but I split it into two parts. This being the first part, me describing going to the Edgar Symposium in New York City on April 30th. And the second video, it's going to be me meeting with an agent afterwards. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, bye. So hello, yes, it's Cameron Bain here, again, author, who's published nothing. I gotta stop being so self-negative about myself. But anyway, yes, here we go. And I'm here to talk about going to see the Mystery Writers of America Edgar Symposium on April 30th, which was a couple weeks ago now at this point. I didn't have this YouTube channel ready at the time, so that's why it's a couple weeks late, but it's just my story about heading down and seeing the symposium and something else, but I'll get to that. So yeah, April 30th I headed down to New York City for the Edgar Symposium. It's something the Mystery Writers of America does, I think every year, but I think this was the first year since probably COVID that they could do it in person. And I was interested in it because, you know, I'm trying to be a mystery thriller writer. And so I headed down with my mom. with my mom. Yeah, I mentioned it to her, and she was actually interested in it. And so, yeah, we went down together. But hey, who doesn't want to hang out with their mom? I mean, come on. Everyone loves hanging out with their mom. It was great. So we got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we had to drive an hour down to the train station and then take a 2.5-hour train down to New York City. We were able to get seats facing forward, which was good. And because I wanted to fit the theme, I was reading Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson, which I really liked. But yeah, I just wanted to get into the mood for it. And I also watched Knives Out on my tablet. And so yeah, so we arrived in New York City around like 7:50ish Penn Station. I wish I had taken more like videos and stuff, but I didn't. I don't know, it was just something, I was really nervous about getting there on time and everything and being in the city by myself. Because this was the first time I'd been in New York City, basically as not part of like a school trip. So, everyone jaywalks. That was something I noticed immediately. Yeah, everyone jaywalks, and go immediately down there just for the Edgar Symposium. I went down there because an agent I was talking to, who I can't call my agent because she hasn't given me an offer rep yet, but she did say if I was ever in New York City, we could meet up. So I messaged her, hey, I'm going to the Edgar Symposium, you know, if you're free, I'd love to meet up. And so we planned to, and we actually did for after the symposium, which I'll talk about later in the video. But yeah, so it was, I think it was the Marquis Marriott, something like that. It's the hotel right in like all the theaters and stuff. I think Times Square. I'm still confused about New York City. But it was like a 10-15 minute walk from Penn State to the up, I guess, to the hotel. Lots of people. Like, geez, there's so many people in New York City. I could not imagine driving there or living there personally. I don't understand. But yeah. So anyway, we made it to the hotel. And I think some sort of like Stranger Things prequel show was playing or something. It was something like that. There were posters for it everywhere, and maybe it's connected to the hotel or not. I don't remember. But anyway, we got to the hotel and we were there a little early. We actually got there a little earlier than I expected to be. I was afraid we'd be late, but it's better to be early. So we got there and we walked up. Well, we didn't walk. We used an escalator up to go, I think, 8 or 7 floors. This building was, again, you can tell I'm not used to being in the city. It was just amazing. The town I live in has one skyscraper and a paper mill. So, anyway, so we made it there. I got my little name tag on, which I kept on for later when I with the agent, so she would be able to point me out. But yeah, so we got in there, and you can actually watch all of the panels on the Mystery Writers of America YouTube page. Yeah, so I guess we'll just talk about. I didn't take notes. I remember specific things. One that the first panel was my favorite. I definitely think you should definitely watch that one. That one had a lot of stuff going on. Let me just say that. So. The first panel standouts were Charlotte Vassell, whose book actually won an Edgar the day after. Writer of The In Crowd, which won an Edgar Award, and then the other half, which I think I have over there. Oh god. Yeah, the other half. I will read that and and its sequel, The In Crowd, which won the Edgar Award. Oh god, I keep hitting the mic. I'm awful at this. Anyway, so she was a standout. She was very funny, and she's told a good story about Jason Statham and hats, and yeah, she was on the first panel. The other people who stand out was, I think her name is Isabella Maldonado. Her books are, I see them a lot on Kindle Unlimited because she publishes through Thomas & Mercer, and I like her books as well. I'm doing such a good job at this. Anyway, so the first panel again was the most interesting. All of the panelists were very charismatic and fun, which was great because it was the first panel of the day, and it was 9 o'clock in the morning, and I liked it. But there were some things that happened that didn't have anything to do with the panel. A guy behind me's phone went off, and then he answered it during the panel. Like, he didn't like turn it off or even answer it and then leave. He literally started talking on his phone, like, during the panel as people are trying to talk. And he was right behind me too, which was God. And I'm just gonna assume he might have been a little intoxicated because he mumbled a lot. And later in the video, which you can see, I think it was 51:08 when you can see on the YouTube video. I'm over explaining again, but he asked a question, and I still don't understand what he was trying to ask. You should look it up on the YouTube video. Because it was weird. He was saying something about female writers writing male sleuths or female sleuths, or women not being able to write as well. I don't understand what he said. I'm not even sure he understood what he said. And yeah, you can. And again, it was right behind. He was standing right behind me, so I literally had to like duck my head and. Because I was so embarrassed and cringing so much for this guy. I didn't understand what he was saying. But all the panelists, they answered it very gracefully, and it all worked out. And yeah, so then there were other panels that day. They didn't have, they were good. They didn't have, as much, I guess you could say, controversy as the first one, but I liked them all. And then yeah, so then the rest of the panelists, they were all all right. I was glad I went, and I learned a lot. But again, it was a long day. It was basically just 8 hours of sitting in a room and listening to people talk. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe sometime in the future I'll be on a panel when one of my books hopefully gets published. Hopefully, eventually, maybe, or maybe they'll never get published. I'll never be successful. And unfortunately, you couldn't buy the books there. I thought you'd be able to buy the books there, but no, I had to like take out my phone and quickly like buy them off Amazon. Because I'm always looking for an excuse to buy more books. And if I make YouTube videos about them, it's tax deductible, right? IRS, right? IRS, please, right? Yeah.